And we're back at the Aura podcast. And today we're going to be talking about a common topic. It's travel season. If you make your flight and United hasn't canceled you.
I know, seriously.
It's been a little bit of a nightmare. But frequently we get asked, what type of skincare do you need when you're traveling, especially when you're on the plane? So let's start with, how do I prep my skin before I even get onto the plane? And do I need to prep my skin? Do I need to do my full skincare regimen, or can I just kind of wake up, be in my, get into my pajamas and take my seat?
So I think it's important to consider, what to do before your flight, during your flight, after your flight. The first and most important thing is to make sure that you don't forget anything that you need while you're away. Skincare aside, pack your stuff, get all your snacks. Generally, you want to hydrate a lot, so avoid, drinking the night before you go away. Avoid eating excessively salty foods because, it tends to dehydrate you a little bit. But I think hydration is key beforehand. And then, of course, making sure that you pack that sunscreen. There's lots of them out there, and it's making sure that you're covered for face and sprays for the body. And depending on where you're going, you just want to make sure that you don't get a burn. So those are the things that I like to do beforehand.
So do you need to wear sunscreen on the plane, or are you packing it for the island life?
You need to do both because you're in the air, which is more UVA rays.
Yeah, you're above the clouds. You're much closer to the sun. Our ozone is obviously getting more and more depleted as time goes on, so the sun is getting stronger. Now, a lot of the glass, the windows, even where the pilot cabin, the glass filters away UVB. But UVA is still going to get through, so it's still very possible to get sunburned. You can still get sun damage, while you're up there. And in fact, we actually see a lot of patients that are pilots. They're coming in for precancers and skin cancers because they're literally up there every day for hours at a time, in that cockpit, with that sun beaming on them. So we always tell them, look, when you're there, you're in the sun. People say, oh, I'm not in the sun. Yes, you are. You're working in the sun. So sunscreen up in the air is absolutely crucial.
Okay. So some of the sunscreens that I know we like at Aura Derm are the Elta MD. We have the Clear, which is nice because it's small, so you could put it in your carry-on. There's a tinted, there's a clear. Katie, for you, what are some sunscreens that you recommend for your patients?
I absolutely love the Elta MD. I actually just started using Elta MD tinted. I have the Elta MD Elements, which has the HA, and it's a delicious finish, super smooth. I've actually been using it in place of my foundation, which is nice. But always, travel with a sunscreen, or in general, your skincare has to be travel size. So make sure before your trip, say you're going to a tropical island, make sure you stop by your dermatologist and make sure you get restocked on all your skincare. And also that's something that we should be asking our patients to make sure, hey, you're going away in so-and-so month, do you have enough skincare? But yeah, I love the tinted SPF. And body SPF, make sure you have a high body SPF. I know Elta MD sells it in a large container. And we like to make sure everyone has that.
They have a new spray that we absolutely love.
We love it.
It's a transparent zinc oxide. So for those people who always say, well, I don't want to look like the lifeguard with a white nose, it goes on white, but then it rubs in very, very clear. It has a little coconut smell to it. It's got some aloe in there. Just a nice, really, really elegant sunscreen to use, I think.
Right. And also Elta MD has different finishes, which are nice. Like it has the tinted, but it also has the UV clear, which is great for acne prone patients. So say if you're someone that doesn't like sunscreen because it may break you out, quote unquote, but there are ingredients inside this specific sunscreen that can help with that. So, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so I was going to say, obviously, you're traveling to an island, you're excited, you're going there for a friend's wedding, a friend's birthday, vacation, birthday, just your own birthday. And when you say hydration, I'm thinking about that nice glass of wine. My flight hasn't been canceled, delayed, I'm on the plane, and I want to have a nice glass of wine. 2 or 3 hour flight. What are your suggestions for somebody, where you want them to hydrate, but obviously they want to drink alcohol? What effects does alcohol have on your skin while you're flying?
So I would say alcohol is extremely drying, not only internal but external as well. So I would say if you have to drink, keep in mind, make sure you're hydrating with water as well to kind of dilute that alcohol content, but also post, vacation, make sure you're detoxing as well because it does affect your skin, especially after Mexico and a lot of tequila.
For sure. Speaking from a lot of personal experience, alcohol can be very dehydrating, but yes, for your skin, you always want to make sure that you're hydrating. So on the flight, drink a lot of water. You want to make sure that you're using some nourishing biocellulose masks. So we have one here from SkinCeuticals. This is by no means the only one out there, but there's a bunch of different options that have hydrating nutrients. They have a lot of other just skin supportive nutrients in there that you can use. Yes, your neighbor in your plane may look at you like, what's this crazy guy doing? But that's going to help to hydrate your skin. You also want to make sure that you're not eating any overly salty food. So yeah, they give you the peanuts. Opt for the dark chocolate or some other, the quinoa crisp or something else. But the salted peanuts probably not a good idea, especially if you're already 1 or 2 drinks in.
Yeah. I could see you, Dr. V. The mask on your face,
yeah, right?
the drinks, the tequila in your hand, chugging water on the other hand.
Balance it all out.
Amazing.
So we talked a little bit about being on the plane, your skin getting hydrated, the importance of water, making sure you wear your sunscreen before getting on the plane. And then once you're there, you're on the island, you're having a great time, you're by the pool, you're in the pool, or again, drinks are flowing, or you're in the ocean water. How important is it to truly reapply? We constantly tell our patients make sure to reapply every 2 hours. But what if I'm just having a good time? I push it to 3, I push it to 4. Experiences with that, I know for myself, I can tell you honestly, there's definitely been times where you're just out having a great time and you lose track of time. It's called island time. And next thing you know, you're waking up the next morning and your shoulders are red and burned and peeling.
Yep, when the reposado starts flowing and you forget about reapplication. You're in the pool for a few hours, and yes, we're brown, and people have this assumption that you're not going to burn. Yep. But I can definitely vouch for that, that we do burn. Yes. I'm still nursing a burn as we speak from 2 weeks ago. Pretty embarrassing for me to admit that, but it's true. So I think reapplication is key. If you're in and out of the water, people don't realize that if you're toweling off, that sunscreen that you put on an hour ago is now gone. If you're just out there sweating, that sunscreen is now diluted or now gone. So it is very, very important to do that. Also, from a breakout point of view, I just wanted to kind of take 2 steps back. You mentioned once you're at the island, but even from just travel, like I tend to break out a lot when I travel. Your skin is going through different temperature changes. It's going from humidity to no humidity up in the air. You tend to get a lot of sebum production, so you get a lot of oily skin. So I like to pack, just either salicylic acid washes, or I know, Katie, you like to use some of the peels.
Yeah, I use peel pads. I have the Skin Better as well as Beauty Stat, and they have very strong acids. And I really like that because it does prevent any breakouts, especially because when traveling, something you consider is stressfulness, the climate changes and the change in water, wherever you end up at the hotel or whatnot, it can affect your skin as well.
But also, these peel pads also make you more sun sensitive, so it's kind of like a vicious cycle. You have to, try to make sure you're looking your best, but then also, preventing all the other bad stuff that comes with it, and it's not always easy to do. But hopefully, these few tips can get people through their trip, assuming that United doesn't cancel them and they actually make it there. But any other tips or pearls that you have or anything that you've done, any other products that you've used?
Just make sure that you're always reapplying SPF, and don't forget about it. Definitely important.
Absolutely. I think that is the one take home is don't forget to reapply. You will nurse that burn, and then you're going to come see us for your full body exams, and always make an appointment for your full body checks. But thank you for joining us, and until next time.
Enjoy your trip.
Yes.